SQC1 quality control for firms that perform audit, reviews, and other assurance and related services engagements. Basics. Purpose of this SQC standard on quality control is establish standard and provide guidance regarding firms' responsibility is for its system of quality control for audits and review of historical financial information and for other assurance and related services engagements. Applicability. SQC1 is applicable to all types of engagements including engagement of related services. SQC1 deals with quality at level of firms. SC220 deals with quality at individual audit engagements level. This SQC applies to all firms. The firm should establish a system of quality control designed to provide it with reasonable assurance that firm and its personnel comply with professional standard and regulatory and legal requirements. Some important definitions. Firm, sole proprietor, partnership, or any entity of CAs. Engagement partner, full-time practicing CA in firm who is responsible for audit engagement. Engagement team, all personnel performing audit engagement. Engagement quality control reviewer, any person with sufficient experience and authority to evaluate judgments and conclusions made by audit engagement team. Elements of system of quality control. Firm system of quality control shall include policies and procedures addressing following elements. Leadership responsibility for quality within the firm, ethical requirement, acceptance and continuance of client relationship and specific engagements, human resources, engagement performance, monitoring. Leadership responsibilities for quality within the firm's leadership and the examples insights significance influence internal culture of firm to perform work that complies with professional standard and regulatory and legal requirements. Following considerations shall be taken while upholding quality of firm. Firm assigns its management responsibility so that commercial consideration do not override quality of work performed. Number 2, firm policies and procedures. किसका है? Following consideration shall be taken to while uploading quality control. ठीक है. Firm policies and procedures with regard to its personnel are designed to demonstrate its overriding commitment to quality. Firm devotes sufficient resources for development and documentation of its quality control policies and procedures. Ethical requirements. Ethical requirements relating to audit and reviews of financial statements and other assurance and related services engagements are contained in the Code of Ethics. Code of Code establishes following fundamental principles of professional ethics: integrity, objectivity, professional competence, and due care, confidentiality, professional. As per code, firms should establish policies and procedure for determining needs for safeguards to reduce familiarity threats to an acceptable level when using same personnel on assurance engagement over long period of time. For all audits of financial statements of listed entities requiring rotation of engagement partner after a specified period of in compliance with code, engagement partner shall be rotated after a period of not more than 7 years. Acceptance and continuance of client relationship and specific engagements. Firms should establish policies and procedures for acceptance and continuance of client relationship and specific engagements to provide it with reasonable assurance that it will undertake or continue relationship and engagements only where it a has considered the integrity of the client, b is competent to perform the engagement and has capabilities, time and resources to do so, can comply with ethical requirements. Matters to be considered with regard to integrity of client. With regard to the integrity of a client, matters that firm considers include: 1. Identity and business reputation of clients, principal owners, key management and TCWG. Nature of clients operations, including its business practices. Information concerning attitude of clients, principal owners, key management and TCWG towards interpretation of accounting standards and internal control environment. Where the client is aggressively concerned with maintaining firm's fees as low as possible. Indications of inappropriate limitations in scope of work. Indications that client might be involved in money laundering or other criminal activities. Reasons for proposed appointment of firm and non reappointment of previous firm. Matters to be considered with regard to capabilities and competency. In determining whether firm has capabilities, competence, time, and disclosure to undertake new engagement, matters that the firm considers include whether firm personnel have knowledge of relevant industries or subject matters, firm personnel have experience with relevant regulatory or reporting requirements, firm has sufficient personnel with necessary capabilities and competence, experts are available if needed, individual meeting eligibility requirement to perform engagement quality control review are available, firm would be able to competent engagement within reporting deadline. Issues that need to be addressed before deciding to withdraw. Policies and procedures on withdrawal from engagement include following: discussing with clients management and TCWG regarding actions that firm might take based on relevant facts and circumstances. If firm determines that it appropriate to withdraw, discussing with appropriate level of clients management and TCWG withdrawal from engagement and reasons for withdrawal. Considering whether there is professional, regulatory or legal requirements for firm to report withdrawal to regulatory authorities. Documenting significant issues, conclusions and basis for conclusions. Human resources. Firm should establish policies and procedures to provide it with reasonable assurance that it has sufficient personnel with capabilities and competence necessary to perform its engagement performance. Firm should establish policies and procedures to provide it with reasonable assurance that engagements are performed as per professional standards and regulatory and legal requirements. Considerations in review of audit work. In reviewing work performed by others, the reviewer shall consider whether पूरे साथ है work performed as per professional standard and regulatory and legal requirements. Significant matters raised for further consideration. Appropriate consultation have taken place and resulting conclusions documented. There is a need to revise the nature, time, and extent of work performed. Work performed supports the conclusions reached and is appropriately documented. Evidence obtained is sufficient and appropriate to support the report, and objective of engagement procedures have been achieved. Nature, timing, and extent of engagement quality control review. Review does not reduce responsibilities of engagement partner. It is necessary to maintain objectivity of reviewer. Engagement partner may consult AQCR during engagement without compromise his objectivity. Engagement quality control review in listed entities is a mandatory requirement. Following aspects need to be considered while performing engagement quality control review for audit of financial statement of a listed entity. 1. Engagement team evaluation of firm's independence in relation to specific engagement. Significant risk identified during engagement and responses to those risks. Judgments made about materiality and significant risk. Whether appropriate consultation has taken place on matters involving differences of opinion and conclusions arising from those consultations. Significance of corrected and uncorrected misstatements identified during engagement. Matters to be communicated to management, RTCWG, and regulatory bodies. Whether working papers selected for review support the conclusions reached. Appropriateness of report to be issued. Differences of opinion. If there is differences of opinion between engagement team, engagement partner and AQCR, report shall be issued only after resolution of differences. If recommendations of AQCR are not accepted by engagement partner, matter shall be resolved by following established procedures like by consulting with another practitioner or firm or professional regulatory body. Engagement documentation. Firm shall complete assembly of final engagement files on timely basis after the engagement reports have been finalized. Engagement files shall be completed within 60 days after date of auditor's report in case of audit engagements. Monitoring. Firm should monitor Firm should establish policies and procedures to provide it with reasonable assurance that policies and procedures relating to system of quality control are relevant, adequate, operating efficient, effectively, and complied with in practice. Complaints and allegations. For dealing with complaints and allegations, firm should establish policies and procedures to provide it with reasonable assurance that it deals with appropriately with a. Complaints and allegations that work performed by a firm fails to comply with professional standard and regulatory and legal requirements. And B. Allegations non-compliance with firm firm system of quality control. 2. Complaints and allegations may originated from within or outside the firm. They may be made by firm personnel, clients, or other third parties. 3. As part of the process, firm establishes clearly defined channels for firm personnel to raise any concern without fear of reprisals. 4. Firm investigates and complaints and allegations as per established policies and procedures. Investigation is supervised by partner with sufficient experience and authority. Complaints, allegations, and responses to them are documented. If results of investigation indicate non-compliance with firm systems of quality control, firm takes appropriate action. SQC 1 ended.